What is up, everybody? Welcome to the MMA Engine. These are my DFS core plays for UFC Vegas 51. As always, going to go through my favorite 4 plays on this upcoming Draftkings slate. Last week was phenomenal. Hopefully keep it rolling with this week. Kind of a weird week. Not the best card in the world, not the best name value, but as always, looking forward to making some money, right? So before we get started and get into the video, if you guys can please leave a like here, subscribe to the MMA Engine, getting really close to 500 subs. So thank you guys for that. Let's see if we can hit that in the very near future. So we'll get into it right here. We have Pat Sabatini, 9,200, my first core play. He is a BJJ black belt, very good grappler, training at Renzo Gracie Philly, same gym as Sean Brady. This guy's no joke on the mat whatsoever. He does have some wrestling upside here. He did wrestle in high school. I believe wrestled in college as well. Very good wrestler, and I do think he's going to be able to get this down to the mat early and often. And when he does win, he scores really well, averaging 92.7 DraftKings points thus far. He's a finisher with a 75% finish rate, and Laramie has been finished 3 times in his career. So, yeah, I think Pat Sabatini has wrestling upside, control time upside. I think he's going to have a massive grappling upside, and I think he's going to get this fight down to the mat. What I like about Pat Sabatini is he's relentless. He is absolutely relentless when it comes to the wrestling. If he does not get the first takedown, he'll go for a second. He'll go for a third. He'll go for a fourth. He'll go until he gets you down, and once he gets you down, that's his world. And I do not think Laramie wants to be on the mat with Sabatini. I think Sabatini subs him. I think he subs him early. I think he puts up a big score here. So love me some Pat Sabatini at 9,200. Going to have a ton of them. Vicente Luque, 8,500. Yeah, I think the winner should score very highly here. I think this fight as a whole is going to be one to target. I see this fight playing out one of 2 ways. I think Vicente Luque is going to finish Belal Muhammad at some point in this fight, or I think Belal Muhammad is going to kind of grind out a boring decision, ultimately scoring a ton of DraftKings points. So I kind of lean more towards the Vicente Luque side. Luque is going to have 5 rounds to work here. He's going to have 5 rounds to find a finish. And when he does win, he scores a ton of DraftKings points. He scored 100-plus points 7 times, and these are not 5-round fights. We're talking about 3-round fights. So he puts up a lot of DraftKings points. He has a 90% finish rate. He has finished all but one of his wins thus far in the UFC, and his win against Mike Perry was an absolute war. And then he's dangerous anywhere the fight goes. He's dangerous on the mat, multiple submissions in the UFC, and then he's very dangerous on the feet. This guy hits like an absolute truck. Belal Muhammad has been knocked out before, and that guy to knock him out was Vicente Luque. I think Luque knocks him out again or subs him, club and sub. He's going to have 5 rounds to work with. 5 rounds with Vicente Luque is a very long time to be in there with a killer like Luque. So I like Luque to win here. But, if you like Muhammad, 7,700, if Muhammad wins, he's going to score very well. If Muhammad wins, that means he's able to get the takedowns. He's able to get control time. I just personally think Luque takes his head off at some point in this fight. But overall, the main event, I would be shocked to see if this fight was not on the optimal lineup. Moving on, getting a little bit different here. No picture for Trey Ogden, but Trey Ogden, 8,300. This guy is a BJJ black belt here. He's training at a very good gym in Glory MMA and Fitness, and I just think he's going to have a ton of advantages in this fight where I think he should be, wider than the money line and wider than 8,300 here. He's going to have the striking advantage. He's going to have the wrestling advantage. He's going to have the cardio advantage. He's going to have pretty much any advantage you could think of outside of the grappling. Although he is a BJJ black belt, I do think the better grappler is Jordan Levitt, the more dangerous grappler is Jordan Levitt. But, Ogden's no scrub by any means on the mat. Like, I was really impressed what I saw with Ogden, especially later in his career, up until recent, with his grappling. He's able to submit guys. He's able to take guys down. His control looks very good on top. Just very impressed with the guy. And I guess the one thing in this fight and why I will have some Levitt sprinkled in is because Levitt is dangerous, like I said, but Ogden has been submitted 3 times. His last submission loss was, I think, 2.5, 3 years ago, around there. So I'm hoping he patched that part up in his game. He's now, since then, a black belt. He's now training at a very good gym in Glory MMA and Fitness. So I'm hoping he kind of patched that part up in his game. But Levitt's going to be live. Levitt's going to be live for a sub, but I think Levitt's round 1 sub or bust. Levitt does slow down a lot as the fight goes on. I don't think he's going to be able to keep up with Ogden, and I think Ogden drowns him. I think Ogden is actually going to finish Levitt later in this fight. So give me Ogden, 8,300. I do like him as a core play, but again, another fight I think you should be targeting both ways there. And then another interesting one here, and we're kind of dumpster diving on this card because it's kind of a dumpster diving type card. We have Devin Clark, 8,600. This fight is going to be at heavyweight, which makes this fight much weirder than it already is. But, Devin Clark's going to have wrestling and control upside. Devin Clark wrestled high school, college, very good wrestler. And Knight has an atrocious 45% takedown defense. Knight cannot stuff a takedown. He made Da Un Jung go out there, and Da Un Jung took him down like 7 or 8 times. If Da Un Jung can do that, I think Devin Clark can definitely do that as well. And most importantly, I think Devin Clark's going to have the cardio advantage. William Knight's cardio in his last fight, which was supposed to be a light heavyweight. He weighed in like 13 pounds over the limit. His cardio looked really bad there. He was like gassed out and after a couple minutes, and he did look tired, but he was still able to kind of fight through it, but just was not the great look there. Devin Clark going to have the cardio advantage in most of his fights against some of these bigger guys, but especially here, I think he'll have the cardio advantage. On top of that, on the feet, Clark's probably not going to win a strike with him, but Knight does have a 33% strike in defense. And outside of, Knight knocking him out, I think Devin Clark's going to go for takedowns, get control time, pin Knight up against the cage, get him tired, wear him out, and put up a solid score. So I like Clark here. Another fight that probably should be targeted. I see either a Clark wrestling-based decision, takedowns, control time, or I see Knight knocking out Clark. So kind of like the main event. I see Belal Muhammad either going out there, wrestling, boring decision, or Vicente Luque knocking him out. Same thing here. I see Devin Clark kind of a boring wrestling-based decision, or Knight is going to knock him out. So another fight I do want to target, but I do lean towards the Clark side. So quick recap. We have Pat Sabatini here, 9,200. I like him a lot. I think he gets that first round sub. Vicente Luque, 8,500, 5 rounds to find a finish. I think he does find that finish. Trey Ogden, I think he's better everywhere. As long as he does not get submitted, I think he puts up a big score and finishes Jordan Levitt later in the fight. And then Devin Clark, I kind of like the boring, greasy decision with takedowns, control time, and 8,600. I do think it adds up. So let's see how we do. Best of luck, everybody. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, MMA Engine. It is much, much appreciated. We have a couple shows coming on this week. Me and Uncle Weezy going live Thursday for Probability. Check us out there. And yeah, other than that, thank you guys for all the support. Good luck, UFC Vegas 51. Let us make some money. Talk to you later.